Do you know why remarriage after 70 often leaves more seniors with regret than with joy? If you're in your 70s or older and considering saying "I do" again, this might be one of the most important things you'll ever hear. On the surface, remarriage looks like a fresh chance at love, comfort, and companionship. But behind the smiles and celebrations, it can quietly become a source of stress, loss, and even heartbreak. The truth is, once you reach your 70s, the risks of remarriage change completely. What feels like love can unexpectedly turn into financial strain, legal complications, or emotional overwhelm. This isn't about being cynical. It's about being wise. It's about protecting the stability and peace you've worked so hard to earn. Maybe you feel pressure from someone, or maybe you just miss companionship. That's perfectly natural. But before you walk down the aisle again, you deserve to know the hidden truths that too many seniors only discover when it's already too late. So if you've ever wondered whether remarriage later in life is truly a good idea, stay with me. Because the last reason I'll share may change the way you think about love, trust, and independence forever. Number 1, financial vulnerability. At first, love in your 70s feels like a gift. Someone to laugh with over dinner, to share quiet evenings, to hold hands with during lonely moments. But what many don't realize is that remarriage can unravel financial security in ways that happen faster than you'd imagine. Think about it. You spent decades working hard, saving, paying off your home, and building a retirement plan. Yet a single marriage certificate can suddenly tie all of that to another person's financial world. And it doesn't always matter if their intentions are good. If they have debt, unpaid medical bills, or adult children with financial expectations, you become part of that picture, whether you agreed to or not. Many seniors assume they can just keep finances separate, but legally, it doesn't always work that way. In fact, remarriage can cause the loss of retirement benefits, Social Security survivor income, or Medicaid eligibility. I once heard about a woman named Margaret who was 72 when she remarried. She never realized that her late husband's survivor benefits would stop once she signed those papers. Overnight, her monthly income dropped, and she was left scrambling. Then there's inheritance. Maybe you want to leave something behind for your kids or grandkids. But without airtight legal planning, remarriage can reroute your assets toward your new spouse or even their family. And while you may trust your partner, relationships change, families argue, and promises can get broken. The financial fallout doesn't just affect your bank account. It impacts your dignity, your sense of control, and your ability to live freely. I think of Harold, who remarried at 75. His new wife came with medical bills, and before long he was dipping into his savings. His children were heartbroken when they learned he had been pressured to change his will. What began as a hopeful new chapter turned into quiet financial fear. If you've built a secure life with a roof over your head and food on your table, pause before risking it all. Your heart may say yes, but make sure your wallet isn't whispering, "Please don't." Number 2, health responsibility overload. When you remarry after 70, you're not only sharing companionship, you're also stepping into someone else's health journey. And at this age, health is not a side note. It's center stage every single day. For many, the 70s already come with their own challenges: arthritis, high blood pressure, or the need for regular doctor visits. Add another person's medical needs into the mix, and suddenly your energy and time may be consumed by caregiving. What begins as helping out here and there can quickly evolve into round-the-clock care. The emotional weight of that responsibility is heavier than most expect. Research even shows older caregivers often neglect their own health, skipping checkups, eating poorly, and isolating themselves socially. Their well-being declines, not from illness, but from exhaustion. Take Jean, for example. She was 77 when she remarried. At first, she loved the company and laughter. But within a year, her new husband developed severe mobility issues after a fall. Jean went from enjoying walks together to lifting him, managing medications, and sleeping poorly because she was constantly on call. Her own health, her knees, her energy, her spirit deteriorated under the burden. This isn't about refusing love. It's about protecting your health. You cannot pour from an empty cup. So before you remarry, ask yourself honestly, am I ready to carry another person's healthcare needs today, tomorrow, and possibly every day after that? If even part of you hesitates, honor that feeling. Your well-being matters just as much, if not more, now than ever. Number 3, legal complications. One of the most overlooked dangers of remarriage in later life isn't about emotions. It's about legal entanglements. You may already have a will, beneficiaries, and a carefully planned estate. But remarriage can override all of that. In many states, a spouse automatically has rights to a large portion of your estate, regardless of what your will says. That could leave your children with less, or even entangle them in bitter legal battles. It also impacts Social Security. Many widows who depend on survivor benefits from a late spouse may lose that steady income by remarrying. Imagine depending on that money, only to have it vanish because of a signature. Then there's power of attorney in medical decisions. If you become ill or hospitalized, your new spouse could automatically become your decision maker, even if your children know your wishes better. That can tear families apart. I remember hearing about a woman named Dorothy who remarried at 80. When she became ill, her new husband had full authority over medical choices, even against her daughter's wishes. After she passed, the husband inherited more of her estate than she intended, leaving her children heartbroken and fighting in court. The lesson? Marriage isn't just romance. It's a legal contract with life-altering consequences. Asking hard questions and planning carefully isn't unromantic. It's wise, and it's an act of love toward the family that stood by you for decades. Number 4, loss of personal freedom. By the time you reach your 70s, the most valuable thing you own isn't money or property. It's your freedom. The freedom to wake when you want, to eat what you like, to spend your day on your terms. But remarriage can quietly chip away at that freedom. When you were younger, compromise was expected. But at this stage, you've earned the right to live at your pace. And bringing someone new into your life can disrupt that delicate balance. Maybe your new partner loves the TV blaring while you savor silence. Or they expect 3 sit-down meals a day while you're content with something light. Small differences that seemed manageable at first can snowball into daily tension. Then comes emotional labor, adapting to their moods, adjusting routines, managing their family dynamics. Suddenly, your hobbies are on hold, your personal time feels stolen, and your independence is slowly slipping away. Take Leonard, 78. After years of enjoying his quiet mornings with a book and coffee, he remarried. At first, the companionship felt wonderful. But soon, his new wife insisted on constant activity, loud social gatherings, and even rearranged his home. I didn't mind compromise when I was younger, he said. But now, every change feels like a loss. This isn't to say companionship is wrong. It's about asking, do you truly want to trade your freedom for shared routines again? At this age, peace may be more valuable than partnership. Number 5, financial entanglement. When you're younger, marriage is about building a financial future together. But by your 70s, you're not building, you're protecting. And remarriage can complicate finances in ways you may not anticipate. Money at this stage isn't just numbers in the bank. It's your independence, your security, your legacy. But remarriage merges that security with someone else's financial history, good or bad. If your new spouse has debt, poor spending habits, or adult children with financial needs, your nest egg could be exposed. Without legal safeguards like updated wills or prenuptial agreements, your assets could be redirected in ways you never intended. I once spoke with Frank, 81, who remarried after his wife passed. Within a short time, he found himself paying off his new wife's debts and even supporting her son. Eventually, he sold a property he had hoped to leave to his daughter. I just wanted companionship, he said sadly, but I lost more than I gained. That's why financial clarity is essential. If you don't have the energy, time, or resources to manage such risks, don't take them lightly. You deserve stability, not stress. By the time we reach our 70s, we've weathered storms of love and loss, sacrifice and joy. At this stage, life isn't about proving ourselves or gaining more. It's about cherishing peace and living on our own terms. Loneliness is real. The longing for companionship never fades. But companionship doesn't always require a wedding ring. It can come from strong friendships, close family ties, community involvement, or simply learning to enjoy your own company. Many older adults have quietly admitted that what they miss most after remarriage isn't romance, it's independence. Some wish they had asked themselves what they truly wanted, rather than what society told them they should want. Because the truth is, at 70 and beyond, you don't owe anyone proof of love or worth. You've already earned your place. So before you say "I do" again, take a moment to say, "I deserve." You deserve peace, joy, and freedom in whatever form you choose. Thank you for being here today. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share one lesson you learned and how it applies to your life. Your comments inspire and encourage us deeply. If you found this video valuable, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps us continue creating content to inform and uplift you. Until next time, take care of yourself and your freedom.